Good afternoon, everybody. Wait for some people to get in here. Hopefully notifications are going out. Good afternoon from mostly cloudy Denver, Colorado. It's 1:30. Hi, Twyla. Hey, Aurora. How is everybody? Caucasian Sasquatch, how are you? Hello, Lewis. I'll get some new people in here. Hopefully I'll have a mod in here. Wes, Russ, how are you? Unindoctrinated, Sarah, Matt, Alabama. Yeah, fight. Hey, Irish Rover. Thank you very much. David, how are you? Hi, John. Lou, Double D Audits, Spirit Animal. Good. We fight in spirit. Hey, Sweet Tea. Rockport Rights. Hey, Raymond, Andrew. If I'm missing you guys, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of reading them as they come in. So, I know some people are waiting for that daily update that I said I was going to do for the guys in the motel. So here I am. If you are a troll and you come in here and you talk caca, you're gone. Period. No warnings, no nothing. You're out. You want to have constructive conversation? Great. I'm all about it. Hi, Blenda. How are you? Melissa, how are you? Keeper of the list. So, I am streaming from my car right here in front of Phil and Jesse's only belongings that they left on the street, right? So they're worried about their belongings. So I'm coming and checking on them every day. Fair lady, how are you? Catfish cheese. Hey. So as you know, I've made it very clear that I'm going to be done with direct street outreach with the nonprofit for quite a while, if not altogether. Funding is a disaster right now. I can't fight what's going on with the economy. I can't beg my big donors when they're saying, Regan, you're chasing your tail. So some things have to change. They also have to change for my sanity and the fact that I'm going to go to jail if I don't take a break. So you're going to see me shifting into some different work, but I am not going to be done until this issue with these three gentlemen is solved. So you want to get their belongings. Well, here's the situation. I want you to take a look. So their belongings, this is all they own, okay? The cops are chasing them all over the place. Now, don't forget, we've told these guys they don't have a right to survive, okay? Thank you, Lou. I appreciate it. So I've asked you guys to help me, and we talked about how we were going to do that on Christmas Day, and we were going to reach out to Matt from the mayor's office. Thank you to those of you who did that and did it respectfully and asked for answers. I hope you're getting answers, because I got an answer right away this morning. I did get an automatic response from Matt that he was away yesterday dealing with the emergency management center that they had to activate because we have no shelter. Our shelter system is in shambles. I don't give a hoot what you think is going on about the homeless not utilizing resources, okay? If and when our shelters are not full, these gentlemen, for instance, these three that I'm working with right now, know that they cannot go to shelter, that they're not safe, and that some of their medical barriers prevent them from being indoors in shelter, okay? Phyllis, thank you. You'll send another email, you didn't get a response? Well, you know what? Let's give Matt through today, because he has told me that he's activating the early intervention team, which I've never seen an ounce of impressiveness out of them. However, supposedly Denver has restructured some things And they have a whole new crew on this EIT team, but early intervention team is supposed to be armed and loaded with all of the resources the city can activate with their hundreds of millions of dollars, okay? Denver has had into the billions of dollars over the past couple of years from all the federal funding. And here we have a situation of 3 chronic homeless individuals, elderly. What I say is elderly. They're elderly. They're not safe out here on the streets. So last week we put them in a motel. The nonprofit, all of you that support this nonprofit work with your monetary donations, we managed to put quite a few people in 2 rooms. And I was faced with this moral dilemma of having to ask another advocate to help me and pick those guys up on Saturday and return them out here to the streets. Well, as you know, we're dealing with frostbite, we're dealing with mental health, we're dealing with a lot of things. And do they get screened for schizophrenia? Well, the question, I'm assuming that question is coming in regards to the shelter system. No, they don't. And you would think in shelter they would be connected to services. No, they're not. It's a mess, okay? Mental health is a mess anyway, across the country, period. So when you're dealing with chronic homeless and you've got the physical and mental conditions on top of that, and then you've got the cops chasing them every day out here, telling them they can't survive, you exacerbate those issues. Yeah, you do. And for the working professionals in the homeless movement within the city to not recognize that with the medical professionals just doubles down on the fact that they're more interested in paying themselves first. But let's, for the sake of giving Matt the benefit of the doubt, who has been placed in this position, he came from the Department of Public Health and Environment. Let's give him a chance, okay? This isn't like we've got, many, many days and weeks to work with. We don't. This is an emergency. But they have a prime opportunity of no excuses to get these guys off the street. The city collaboratively have told these people they cannot be out here. It's against the law. But they have yet to get them where they need to go. Okay? So we talked on Christmas Day with Phil and Jesse and Don, and we learned a little bit more. I hope you did. We had a little bit of a crisis this morning. Okay? Those guys have been in that room for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going in on to 6 days now. Okay? So everything's okay, but it took a little bit of a toll. It cost me some money with the motel because of some damage, and one of them is in the hospital. Okay? There wasn't any kind of violence, nothing like that. One of them is very sick, and I'm not going to tell you who because I don't have consent to talk about that. And I am following through, but it put a little hitch in what we needed to get done. Matt from the mayor's office was very responsive. Copied some other people from the EIT in on the email. I let them know I'm in the middle of this crisis. I've got to address this. People need to see, feel, and hear this. All of it. These people from the city have no effing clue what is going on out here. None. They drive to work. They get on their daily calls, their conference calls, their Zoom meetings. Oh, hey, everybody. So tomorrow I want you to go over to Santa Fe and Alameda and sweep all those tents. We'll call it a health emergency, but we don't give a shit what the status of anyone's mental or physical conditions are. That is what is going on behind the scenes. They are completely disconnected, and they like it that way because they all go to work and go, we're doing a great job. We're doing the best job that any government could ever do. It's the fault of the homeless. They don't want our services. They're all drug addicts. They're all worthless. And, you know, we're just doing our best. Oh, hey, taxpayers, we're going to put another initiative on the ballot. And we need more money to solve homelessness. Yes, that's correct. The residents of Denver just voted for another tax increase to solve homelessness. Okay? Yeah, get city council out here for a month, right? Yeah, you heard me go to city council and go, how come I don't see any of you out here ever? None of you know what the hell's going on. You know, that's why it's worthless, because city council knows it's a problem. They know it's a problem. They hear from the homeowners. They hear from businesses. Do something with these homeless people. And you got a couple of those shysters that are working behind the scenes, like Kevin Flynn, to do things like coordinate with the police and the businesses to go out and to post no parking signs in the middle of a snowstorm. This past January, this will be going on a year. Middle of the night, 11 o'clock, I get a call. Regan, what are we supposed to do? They're telling us they're going to tow our stuff and arrest us and blah, blah, blah. I go out there. Parks had just posted signs in the middle of a snowstorm. People were hunkered down in their RVs, and District 4 came out there full on. It's a video. It's live streamed. And ultimately, they left and then issued a warrant for my arrest several months later. Right? So these are the things that are coming to a head. So here we are again, a year later, same issues. They're pulling the same BS, okay? So I'm parked right here by Phil's stuff, and there's a reason for that. One, I just wanted to give him confirmation that his stuff is still here. This is all they own. And they know that any second, they're going to be back out on the streets with absolutely nothing, but maybe the clothes on their backs, okay? I bought Phil a pair of shoes. I had a wonderful donor partner up with me yesterday. We went and got more groceries and bought Phil a pair of shoes. And then things kind of fell apart last night, and it was already kind of in the works, and I was paying attention to it, but it came to a head, and it required one of them going by ambulance. So we're dealing with that today, okay? So I just wanted to give an update, and I expect that we're going to see results, okay? Because the mayor's office knows that we're watching. For those of you that have written, I very much appreciate it. And look, if you want to write and share your thoughts with Matt, I put his email in my last live stream titled Merry Christmas, Wanna Fight? So you can go to that and look that up. But here's what's going to happen. These guys cannot stay in this motel room together much longer. You can't keep guys pent up like this, bring them completely from, sub-zero temps into the indoors, tell them to all get along, figure things out, work through food, do this, do that. It doesn't work long term. But what it does do is gives the city an opportunity to implement that continuum of care. You cannot say these words enough. Continuum of care. Government has all the money right now. They have all the money and all the power. And the people have said, we want the government to have all the money and all the power. Well, look where it's gotten us. It's gotten us to this point where I've gone to jail twice now. The cops are still in full force. I still don't have an army of people, volunteers, people to help. It doesn't feel good. It's hard. Most of it is seemingly hopeless and impossible. So people that poke into direct street outreach with homelessness, they're here for a very, very short time. Okay? It feels much better to go out and give somebody some shoes or some water or some hand warmers and walk away. Look, I appreciate that. It's great. Hey, DMA, how you doing? Thanks for being in here. So as you mod for me, any trolls, by no BS. So I'm under an extreme amount of pressure in a short amount of time with very little money left, okay, to end the year. But this is how we're going to end it. We're going to hear good news happening for Phil and Jesse and Don. And Denver has all the resources. These guys are residents over here of Southwest Denver in District 3. Patrick, Regan, what you're doing is a very thankless endeavor from all sides, public, government, and state. It takes a very special person to continue the process. It does. It takes someone that either has a medical background or is willing to learn quickly, because you have to understand from a physiological standpoint what's going on with people as you're building that relationship with them, right? This is why Phil is very, very special to me. I'm pretty convinced that Phil knows. I'm probably the only person out here that he remembers and can trust. And so that was the other issue with the city. I told Matt from the mayor's office that I need a release of information, which allows them to communicate with me. So the guys will sign those forms so we can continue to communicate. So I can provide those wraparound services like transportation. The dumbest things prevent going from point A to point C, and B being, we don't have any way to get them here. Here's a bus pass. Okay, that right there can break the whole pyramid, shatter it to the ground. Okay, just getting from A to C. Okay, and that has to happen. And these guys, especially Phil, needs to know that I'm there through the process. So Matt agreed. He said an ROI will be presented to them, and we will continue to communicate. And I expect things to happen, because I'm gonna forewarn everybody right now. If I have to bring these guys back out to the street, they're gonna get 3 tents, and they're gonna be stocked with everything they need to keep warm. And they're gonna be over on the lawn of the Denver Police Department, District 3. And I mean it. District 3 has chased these guys all over the place. They're either going to District 3, one of them can go possibly over to Inglewood, to the police department over there. They've chased him out of Inglewood into Denver. I am not bringing these guys out here to this pile of stuff that's the only thing left in the world that they have. Everything is soaked. Blankets, cushions, everything is in shopping carts, suitcases, and it's soaked. I am not putting them back in that position. And if y'all either want to help me raise enough money to put them all in separate motel rooms, so we can talk about that, but it's a very temporary solution. The government has all the money, all the answers, and all the power. There is no reason that these 3 men should be out on these streets, period. 2 of them 67 years old, the other one's 64 years old. 2 of them extremely medically fragile. Okay? So I'm going to be keeping you updated, because I expect the city to put these men in a protective action room or in one of the motels that they have, and I expect services to continue to wrap around them. Continuum of care. Do not forget those 3 words. If you write the mayor's office to Matt Wellms, continuum of care. I'm not asking you to write the mayor's office and chew them out and cuss them out. And we need answers and action right now. And I'm going to tell you, Matt has been responsive. He's been professional. He's shown compassion. I want to think that him coming out of the Department of Public Health and Environment, he's got some kind of connection there, okay? Quality of service. Yeah, talk about quality over quantity. So that's where we're at today. So, Fair Lady, how much is a night? $90 plus tax. Or a week for $540. That's all I can do. So does the local hospital dump patients or do they place them? They release them right to the streets. Phyllis, don't understand the reason for the city cops chasing these 3 men. What frickin' benefits are there to that? None. None. Just doing my job. Just doing my job. And if you'll recall, the day of the snowstorm, or the day that we dropped 50 degrees in like 6 hours, in like 30 degrees in minutes. Thank you, fair lady. Can you send me an email, please, to Regan at helpinghandsfordignity.org? But listen, we need to be smart with our money, okay? We need to be very smart with our money. And I have a grasp on the situation and what the potential looks like for giving the city an out. And that's not, we're not doing that. We can't provide the long-term housing options that these gentlemen need or the services that they need. Government has all the money. And now today's forecast is we're going to get rain and snow tomorrow. So we're getting wet again. It's in the about section, fair lady, of the channel. Anybody that wants to reach out to me, it's Regan, R-E-G-A-N, at helpinghandsfordignity.org. Hands is plural, all spelled out. Regan at helpinghandsfordignity.org. Puddintain, hey, thank you very, very much. Every dollar, even through Super Chats, is directly deposited into the nonprofit account. However, you should know that when you're doing Super Chats, YouTube takes 30% of that. If you want every one of your dollars to go into the nonprofit, there are other ways to donate through Cash App and Venmo. Those are also in the About section. Melissa, thank you very, very much for Phil. So far, a week with 4 more days motel has cost, with groceries and other donations, like my donor yesterday. Let's see, that was 3, 6, 9. $1,600 this has cost so far, okay? And we've got no answers. This gets us through Saturday, and that's it, okay? All your donations are tax deductible. So, there is that. I still need to keep the nonprofit alive administratively so I can get through my hiatus that I have to take. I can't do this anymore. I have to take a break. So, yeah. Cash App is $Dignity Hands. Venmo is at HHFDC, which is Helping Hands for Dignity Coalition. Thank you very much. And I'm going to do everything in my power for if and when, if that happens today, I think he's going to get admitted. And one of the guys gets discharged from the hospital. They literally give them a piece of paper with resources, and they say, see you later. Well, those resources aren't anything that they're going to pay attention to. So, it is not only emotionally difficult, it is emotionally taxing to the point of it affecting your physical health. Oh yeah, we got plenty of empty warehouses, shopping malls, schools. We got all kinds of places in the middle of prime real estate. Here, this guy wants to talk to me. Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. Could you do?
I'm not going to give you money, but I'll give you other stuff.
Okay, because I live over here in a room apartment house right here, 2021, and I appreciate whatever you can help me with. But yeah, I just gave him $189, and I owe him $22 more. He still won't take the lock off. My wife's sitting over here by the garage.
Are you living in a private residence?
Yeah, it's a private residence.
There's a lot of that going on.
Yeah, I mean, like, what can you do? You're in a transitional situation, and you're not really, you can't afford to pay no real amount of money for an apartment.
So you need $22 for rent?
Yeah, for a place to stay. I mean, like, you know, I'm in transition. I'm living hand to mouth.
If you want to have those people call me, I'll pay them. Other than that, I can't give you cash.
I appreciate that.
I do direct street outreach for the homeless out here.
I know who you are.
You know who I am. Okay. Tell them to call me. And if it's $22 cash they need, and it's gonna how long? What are you paying by the week?
We pay by the week, but I've been paying them down what I owe, so.
So you're in the rears, you owe them more?
A little bit. But you know, I'm trying to be responsible and
not be out on the streets and being chased all over by the cops?
It's a lot of but it's a lot of other stuff going on. So, you know, out here in Denver is bad.
Yeah, Denver's really bad.
But what are you giving away, with food?
Well, I've only got hand warmers and water.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Hand warmer.
Okay.
That's kind of you. What makes you get out here and do this?
I don't know, because I care. I'm not one of those assholes that sits at home and says not in my backyard without even understanding people, you know? I'm here because that's Phil's stuff right there.
Yeah. If you think like one day I could maybe come and sit down and talk to you, I'll share with you something. It'll make you cry, but it'll blow your mind. Because how can a person be so vile and do such wrong things to people?
I know.
And there's people out here like that.
I know.
And when I share the damage that this person has done and caused people in this community, people don't even know about this person. Some people are aware or hear it, but it needs to be known out through Denver the type of person that they are. Because they're destroying people's lives. Is
there theft or violence involved? Because if there is, you need to make the cops do their job.
It's not a theft. It's not no person is getting physically harmed.
Emotional abuse, manipulation.
Yeah, that type of shit is not cool.
No.
I think they call that Stockholm syndrome. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yeah, that could be a good description for a lot of.
I just want for the new year. I'm not gonna go for people doing me wrong or being done wrong. I'm gonna stand up for what's right.
Good.
Thank you.
What's your first name?
Larry.
Hey, Larry.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Be careful. Okay, so that's how that goes. There's a story everywhere. It's just nonstop. I just can't take it all. I can't absorb it all. And I'm not pretending like I can. It's just when there's so much despair and people are so desperate for help, and you know that it's only going to get worse. Yeah. I do have a PayPal. What you need to know about PayPal is that money does not go directly into the nonprofit account. That money comes to me. And then I decide whether I'm going to use it maybe to go out to lunch or put it in the nonprofit. So far, I've gone out to lunch twice, and the rest of it is going to gas, to be honest with you. But I just want to be honest and transparent that that PayPal money doesn't go directly into the nonprofit account. So that is also in the about, I think it's in the about section. Maybe I took it out. But anyway, it's PayPal me / Regan Benson if you want that PayPal. Frank Pants, this is a very interesting discussion. And I'm kind of avoiding it because of the issue in Denver. So Frank says illegals crossing the border get a blanket, clothes, food, and a roof over their head, yet the American homeless get harassed and run off. A lot of homeless are veterans too. Why does this happen? This is a fabulous discussion to go down a massive rabbit hole with. I am for great opportunity in this country. I am also very aware that our immigration system is incredibly broken and that there are a lot of people seeking asylum. However, when the American government, like you say, cannot even address its own veterans that go around being the world's police and blowing up other countries and sending their people back here to live on the streets, while asylum seekers are taking up all of our shelter in Denver right now. Over 1,000 of them have arrived in Denver since December. And if anybody thinks that's not happening or is putting out a message that that's not happening, you're an asshole. That means you don't even know what the hell is going on with homelessness and this immigration influx. We do not have shelter for the homeless. Do you know that they had to open the Coliseum the very first night of those freezing temperatures? Our Coliseum, major place, okay? It's been here for many years. Everybody knows about the Denver Coliseum. The place was full and people were being told not to come there at 9:30, okay? And the National Guard had to be activated because they can't get anybody to work these shelter systems. These shelter systems are dangerous, they're understaffed, and now we've got a bunch of pop-up shelters with immigrants that need an extra layer of services. Yeah, I'm pissed off about it. And you should be too. Come out here and feel this. Come out here and see it with your own eyes and ears. Tell these guys, there's nothing I can do for you. Do that. Do that. And then talk to me about what a special place America is to come and enjoy freedom. Tell me. Have the cops chase you all over the place. Take your stuff and throw it in the trash. Because you're a 64, 67-year-old chronic homeless man in your own born and raised state and city. If you aren't pissed off, you're part of the fucking problem. It's a mess. And this country is on a fast track spiral downward. And if you, look, okay, you can talk about the current office holders' policies being problematic. Yep, they are. People want to make this a bipartisan issue, and it's not. Because money doesn't fall from the sky, people, if you're going to hold an economy together. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop on that soapbox because it doesn't matter. What we know, to be fact, is that government has all the money. And the taxpayers, the ignorant voters, keep giving government more money. So if you're convinced that one administration over the other is different when it comes to the issue of homelessness, you're sadly mistaken. Okay? In New York City, in New York State, they dropped a busload of immigrants off at the lieutenant governor's house. Yeah, interesting. No, I don't need recognition. What I honestly need, There goes somebody else I know. What I honestly need is money. Because money can fix some of this. A lot of money. Andrew, you want me to read your comments when I get a chance? I'm scrolling back. And you got to remember, too, they don't all show up at once. Hey, Terry. Don't forget, this week's the last week. Keeper of the list. Yeah, I do need help. A lot of help. A lot of boots on the ground. A lot of people that will take initiative. That's what I need. Okay? Don't come out here and go, okay, just call me if you need me and let me know what you want me to do. Don't do that. Don't do that. Come out here and build relationships with these people. Do that. You don't even need me. I need private security to go around with me. I could use some of that. What are you doing?
All right. Whose stuff is this, Pringle?
It's Phil's.
Oh.
And they're not well. So there's nothing in there.
Oh.
But Phil's worried about his stuff. So I come out and check on it. So I can tell him that it hasn't been rifled through or stolen.
Oh my God, yes.
Aren't I a special kind of person? Huh?
Drink any water?
Yeah.
Or anything you want to guys? Thank you. Can I get some apple things?
Huh?
The gummies?
Yeah, you can have some of those. That's all I got.
Just the gummies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my knee.
My Christmas present to myself.
That's nice.
Just for myself.
Does it belong to you?
It does. It's registered to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Those are probably kind of hard.
I wish.
They'll melt in your mouth eventually.
It's for sale.
Is everybody okay that you know of?
Yeah. I mean, good. It can be expected being out here, you know. Bullshit's going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of bullshit. Did you guys rough it?
Yeah, I'm back in the camp. I'm not in my camper no more. DJ stole it.
Yep, they're plucking campers left and right.
Well, no, DJ isn't the person. He fucking stole it from me.
Do you know Larry up there?
Uh-huh. Black Larry?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, he says he needs money for rent. He and his wife are renting somewhere here, and they're locked out.
I don't believe it.
You do believe it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I gave him my card. I told him to have them call me. I'd pay the cash if that's what it was about, but I don't give money. Everybody knows that, so.
You gave him a card.
I gave him my card and told him to tell those people that he is paying rent to call me. And if it's a matter of $20 for rent, then
Okay.
I'd help.
It's not for rent. At least saying it is.
Yeah. Well, then maybe they'll call
This
me.
is for sale. You gotta let your husband know.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Tex would be all over that.
$300?
Yeah, no.
$2,200?
He just bought me an e-bike for Christmas,
Really?
and I promptly wrecked it and fractured my kneecap again.
You know Aaron, right?
Which one?
The dude who was trying to get his kids back and everything. The two twin boys. Real skinny guy.
I don't think so.
You know Boozer, right?
No.
Anyways, he got hit by a car. Had his leg amputated. Broke 4 of his ribs. The car was doing 60 miles an hour and he wasn't in a car. He was walking.
Oh.
He was the best dude I've ever met in my life. Like, he was as close to Jesus as you could possibly get. I think.
Really?
I mean,
That's sad.
dude, you have no idea. Dude,
How old is he?
30. 37, 38.
Is he still in the hospital?
His face, it has no structure to it anymore. He has to have facial reconstructive surgery. They amputated one of his legs. He got 4 or 5 broken ribs.
Where'd this happen?
I'm not sure where, but this all came from his mom.
It happened in Denver, somewhere around here.
He got his camper over there. So if you take a Lottie, over there by Bayonne Lottie, you know what I'm talking about? You know that dead end, the dead ends to the businesses right at the light rail, the cul-de-sac type thing?
Okay.
There's one camper over there, 5th wheel. That's Aaron.
They're gonna take it.
I think that's the least of his worries right now.
How
Anyway,
long
he
ago?
got business owners to be up there.
How long ago did this happen?
A week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Right before Christmas.
That's great.
And he was, dude, man, it fucking tears me up because that's like one of my best friends, and he's like,
That's sad.
very,
Where's Stephanie?
running around here somewhere.
Mike back over here?
Get this. You know Mike got arrested, right?
Yeah, he was in jail for a while.
Mm-hmm. He got out.
Yeah, of course
He
he
got
did.
arrested again.
Got arrested again.
He got out within 24 hours.
Where, in Denver?
Yep. Now, get this. Got arrested again just not long ago, like 2 weeks ago. On a second-degree burglary, grand theft auto, probation violation on a grand theft auto, and a holder out of another jurisdiction. He was out within a week. He never even went to the other jurisdiction.
I'm tired of that
And
bullshit.
he got out with $3,000 in his pocket.
How'd he pull that off?
How do you think?
I'm done. I'm done with that bullshit. He belongs in jail. He ruins it for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm done hearing that
He narked.
shit. For the
He narked. You know Turtle, right?
yeah,
Well, he narked Turtle out.
yeah, I knew
Well,
that.
And then bragged about it.
Yeah,
Went around saying, oh yeah, when the detectives took me into the precinct and questioned me, I remember Turtle stuck a gun in my face and robbed me a couple times. So every question they asked me after that, it was just Turtle, Turtle, Turtle. I was there when Turtle
well,
got
they
arrested.
gotta have proof and evidence.
I was there when Turtle got arrested. They swarmed us. I was sitting there talking to him just like this on a bike.
Where's he at?
I'm not sure.
Hmm.
I haven't seen him in months.
Well, Michael, he'll end up in prison. It'll just take a little bit of time.
Yeah. If he doesn't fucking, I mean,
Well, if he survives, somebody's gonna kill him.
nobody's doing anything about it. They all know he narked on them. And they don't do shit about it. Whatever.
Somebody's gonna kill him.
Probably. All right.
Let's answer this. All right, Tex. I'll see you later. Hello. Hi there. Right. Okay. I had to mute that because I'm having a conversation with the hospital. They're releasing him, and I need to make sure of some things. So stick with me. See, in the course of what goes on. So now I have to figure out how to not put these guys all together again. So this little nurse is gonna go get me some answers, hopefully. So when she comes back on, I'll probably mute this again. So, but anyway, I mean, you see the drama that goes on out here. Are there assholes in the homeless community? Absolutely. Are there people that belong in jail? Absolutely. Is there violence occurring out here? Absolutely. Yep, this is. And you have my card, right? I'm sorry about that. That was my fault. I was doing something else and I didn't realize where the number was coming from, and I just did. So I will be sure and have this phone in my hand and answer your call when you call me back. I really appreciate it. What was your name again? Okay, thank you so much. Okay, bye-bye. Yeah. They're not going to discharge him like that fast. It's one of my favorite hospitals, but there's also sometimes an urgency to get out. So that's why being an advocate is important. That's why building trust and relationships with the people out here is important. So they trust you to advocate for them when they can't or don't know how. People are dying out here. It's really, really happening. It's most definitely happening. And it's concerning. Oh, I'm no vegan, Andrew. But that is how you pronounce my name. If you can't remember how to pronounce my name, it's not Reagan, it's Regan. It's long E. Reagan rhymes with vegan. Thank you. Open up the Pepsi Center? That's how they make money. They can't even make money on that damn Coliseum. Nobody wants to come to that dump. Oh, Deb D, you'll have to go back and watch. So I'm just doing an update on the guys that we put in the motel from my last video titled Merry Christmas, Wanna Fight? The city is starting to be responsive. But I need something to happen now. Because one of the guys ended up going to the hospital. It's not going to be a good situation to have them all three together again. I'm going to have to figure out how to do this a little differently. So I need the city to respond. Because it's very difficult to expect three guys in one room, and when one of them's not feeling good and the other one's having some mental health issues, it's just a bad combination. You're not getting any notifications? Yeah. Unsubscribe, resubscribe. Yeah, probably, fair lady. I think that might be doable. I would like for the city to respond and get the one that's getting out of the hospital into a protective action room. Or the like. I don't know that they're calling them anymore. Those were the COVID rooms, right? But Denver still has access to all of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this and see if I have any important voicemails or emails. But that's the scoop. All right. So I said I was going to do these daily updates. I didn't do one yesterday because things were peaceful. I had another donor help me with groceries and shoes. Today we had a crisis. We had to work through that. Now we still have to work through the other half of the crisis. And thank you very much for your super chats. Any of you that donated, thank you very much. Any of you that are willing to continue to help me get this situation to a closure so I can take my break, I very much appreciate you, and thank you very, very much. Okay? Irish Rover, thank you for filling in. I really appreciate your help being a mod and getting that information out there. Rockport writes, I will. I have to. I have to. Yeah, build a shelter for homeless people instead of pets. Well, build one for both of them, I say. Do I want a receipt for the donation? I don't know what you're talking about. If that issue requires action from me, email me, please. Yeah, it's not so easy to coordinate all that, keeper of the lists. It's just not. A lot of them don't want to do that either. Thank you, Unindoctrinated. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Serena, for your input. Chunk Squad, that's an interesting. Thank you, Sweet Tea, I really appreciate it. You're a 501c3? Who is this Thomas? I'm a 501c3. I don't understand what's going on. I'm a 501c3 as well. If you're here to start shit, just stop it, because you'll be gone. Do I come going to Chicago? No, not gonna go to Chicago. Yeah, that's always an option. I need money for that. Boring Sandwich. I have put a couple trailers on the street that are fully licensed now. Cops still harass them to move every 72 hours. But yeah, but it all takes money and manpower. So, and people can't work for free, right? Maurice, thank you. Other people can do that too. Yeah, El Ramirez, the Thomas thing. Okay. Okay, thank you for handling that, Irish Rover. I appreciate it. No, there are no campgrounds that will allow them to stay. There are no trailer parks. If you can find a trailer park, if you can, that has a lot in it, those start at anywhere between $800 and $1,100 a month. And they pick and choose who they allow into those trailer parks, and you have to have a certain year, make, model, and your camper has to look a certain way, or you're not welcome. So that is what is going on in the Denver metro area and the whole state, really. So, Andrew, hope y'all have a blessed week for the rest of the year as well. I hope you catch you on the flip side. Stay safe. Thanks for being in here. Yeah, we just have that much prime real estate going on. That's what's going on in the housing market. $1,100 is average, Chunk Squad, if they'll let you in. And they will kick you out for anything they want. So, thank you, David. Good to see you guys. I'm going to follow through with a few things, and I'll check back in, okay? Bye, guys.